One. All right, guys, happy Wednesday. This is a quick food for golf, actually, Wellness Wednesday. All right, so obviously, as January's rolled around, a lot of people are now going into their New Year's resolutions, looking they want to get healthier and just be a better version of themselves. All right, so I'm going to slap on some knowledge here when it regards to comes to health and wellness and in regards to strength and conditioning. Now, most people, when you start a strength and conditioning program, you're kind of like, where do I start? What are the set rep ranges? What am I trying to do to achieve my ultimate goal? Now, all right, so when you first start off with a strength training program, there are three phases that every individual should go through. But the first phase you should start with is anatomical adaptation. All right? So, anatomical adaptation. All right. So, this phase is any sort of phase that this would start anyone when they're going through any sort of program or they're just starting training in general. All right. Because again, you got to prepare your body, your mind, and your muscles in order to achieve what you want to achieve down the road. All right. So in this phase, you would start off with at least 2 sets times 12 repetitions or 2 sets times 15 repetitions, 3 sets times, sorry, 2 sets times 15 repetitions. So we're going to go this 2 here, 2 here. Again, you go with another 2 sets times 15 repetitions. Then the next week, you would go 13, so 3 sets times 12 reps, so on, like so. And then you would come in with 3 of 15 and 3 of 15. All right. So any sort of anatomical adaptation phase would be a total of 8 weeks. Right. So 8 weeks of strength and conditioning. Right. Within this phase, the rest ranges would go around 30 seconds to 1 minute. Right. Okay. So when I say rest, so that's rest in between each individual set, right? Okay, so the body, or more so the amount of volume or weight you should be using, would be range around 50 to, say, 60 to 65% of what one's 1 rep max should be. All right, so when we talk about this, I like to sit there and say, okay, how's the weight feel? Scale of 1 to 10, right? So if it feels like a 5 to 6, if you're doing it over a larger duration, all right? So going up from 12 reps to 15 reps, this is high. So if you look at any sort of, when you look at rep ranges, anything between, so you go here, let's start off, so we're at the high here. Anything between 12 repetitions and above, you're using a different energy system, right? So we call that around the type 1 energy system. So essentially, lowering down or dumbing it down would be your cardiovascular health, so endurance, right? So, all right, so we'll go here. So we'll say cardio, vascular, and endurance. Okay. So type 1 muscle fibers. So that's 12 and above. So 12, most times, most people don't get into any reps higher than this, but there are obviously people, you've seen this within the CrossFit realm and so forth there, going beyond 12, so 12, 15. You can get up from like 15 to like into the 20 range and so forth. But when you start getting beyond between this 12 and 15, again, you're in this type 1 energy system. Right? Energy system. So this is one of those basic keys when it comes to health and wellness or strength and conditioning, right? So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to talk about anatomical adaptation, right, over a series of 8 weeks, right? So when you program or you're programming for anyone, right, that's another animal itself in regards to exercise selection, right? How that's paired with other exercises, compound movements. Obviously, within golf, a lot of those elements, anything sport has to have rotational elements to that, and also anaerobic elements. So that's increasing or having ability to be powerful. So that's simple way to say this would be like jumping, throwing with force, and so forth. There. All right, but currently we talk about this type 1, preparing the mind, muscles, and body to for greater work down the road, right? So this is an 8-week span. uh, I recommend is to have 4 individual training days. All right, so say 4 days of workouts of similar stimulus. That's 1 week. Then again, another week, right? So this is actually would be actually two weeks of 12, not 15. So right here, sorry, I put 15 up here, but it's actually 2 weeks of 12, right? So 2 sets of 12, 2 sets of 12 again. The next week, so that's 2 sets of 15, 2 sets of 15. So that's again, this would be 4 weeks, right? Here, this would be another 2 weeks. So that's 4, that's 6, then another 4 here, that equals 8. All right. Now, if you're looking to really kind of challenge yourself, you could slip in here at the end and put yourself up to, you know what, go to 20, right? You could do that in order to get ready to go into some other stuff. It all depends on what your ultimate goal or what you're trying to kind of achieve within your strength conditioning program. Again, anatomical adaptation to start off when you first start going into any exercise. Again, if you've been had a long layoff or you've never really committed to strength and conditioning, you got to start here. All right, so that's a little bit of Wellness Wednesday. I can go more into this. You can drop some comments if you guys want to talk more about it on this post. Like, share it. I don't know what's going to look like, but knowledge is power.